Hey everyone, it's Samara Rivers, founder of Black Bourbon Society, here with another BBS Masterclass with Toki Sears. Hey Toki,
Hey, hi everyone.
and tell us what are we learning today? This is what episode 3.
Yes, this is episode 3, and today we're gonna do a couple of variations of whiskey sours.
Oh, cool. Okay, so tell us
Yeah,
all about it.
sure. So, sours are a category of cocktails, of course. A sour meaning you have a combination of acid and a sweetener. You can't detect sweet without acid or bitter, and you can't detect sour without a little bit of sweetness to kind of balance it out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
a palatable way.
Okay.
So, a little back history on sours. So, historically, the first time a sour was written about was in 1870 in an article in a Wisconsin newspaper, and it all it did was just notate a whiskey sour and just put it in the paper. The name of the paper was the Wakushi Plain Dealer. That was the name of the paper in 1870.
Okay.
Um, and then there's another story around 1962. A Peruvian newspaper indicated that a bartender by the name of Elliot Stubb created the whiskey sour. So Elliot actually was on he was an English steward on a ship named the Sunshine. And I looked a little bit into this, and I also found out that um, Elliot Stewart, he was around, Peru, Chile, they go back and forth with the Pisco sour. So it's
Okay.
very well that he might have started the Pisco sour, and the Pisco sour somewhere got a little sour, right? So,
Right, right.
so that's a little fun back history on the whiskey sour. And then you find in that time frame, bartenders using clarets, using table wine, red wine as a floater.
Oh,
And and we know that as a New York sour,
okay.
but the interesting thing is that actually that originated in Chicago,
Wow.
that red wine float. So
Okay.
very interesting. But yes, so sours are all about balance, right? You
Okay.
don't want it to be too sweet, but you don't want it to be too acidic or too tart either. You want to find that nice happy spot, that nice sweet soft spot, that's going to give you a little bit of sweetness and a nice nice dryness on your palate as well.
Okay.
And I found that 2 ounces to 3/4 is a great formula for pretty much any sour that I can think of, whether it's a whiskey sour, pisco sour, gimlet, lemon drop, etc.
Okay. So would you say the sours is it always lemon, simple syrup, and spirit then? Or can that acidic be something else? Can the sweet be something else?
Yes, and yes. Usually when you say sour, it's either going to be lemon or lime juice.
Okay.
Um, those being your most acidic uh, character-wise for fruit.
Okay.
Some people could say grapefruit. Grapefruit is bitter, but it's not really sour.
Right, right,
That
right.
makes sense.
And that's what we found
Um,
last week on when we were doing the brown derbies, is that it has this great bitter note, but it's not acidic, right?
right, right, exactly. Um, and the palate is very interesting, but you've got about 5 main flavor profiles that your palate kind of works with to understand what you're putting in your mouth, to trying to read that and understand that. Do you like it? Do you not? Is this poison? Is this food? Are we good? So
Okay.
that's communication between your mouth, nose, and your brain.
So you're already making yours. So let me catch up. So I think
Okay.
tin shaker, and you gave off the formula earlier.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to do 3/4 ounce of lemon juice.
Okay.
If you
And
want to go ahead and catch up, I'll give you a second. Give me.
yes, because here's my jigger. Look, where's my jigger? So 3/4 ounce lemon juice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we're going to go with 3/4 ounce simple syrup.
Okay.
And to finish further asking your question, yes, so lemons or lime predominantly. As far as the simple syrup aspect, you can get a little bit creative, you know, like we were talking about before. As far as your sweeteners, you can go from honey to sugar to brown sugar to turbinado. You know, if you're diabetic, you can go into the monk fruit sugar substitute or whatever. It's
Okay.
just that balance.
Okay. And so 3/4, 3/4,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 ounces.
Yes, we're going to do 2 ounces. So for this one, I'm going to do 2 ounces of Four Roses bourbon.
Okay, 2 ounces.
Mm-hmm. So this is Four Roses bourbon is their approachable flagship. I love it. I always keep it in the well wherever I'm running bar programs. It's very approachable, mellow, super consistent, easy to drink, delicious, and it's great in sours.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do 2 ounces of that.
2 ounces.
Mm-hmm. So for this particular sour, I'm not going to use egg white quite yet. And we're going to go into that as we segue into the New York sour. So I'm going to get some ice. All right, let's give this a good shake.
Yeah.
Talking to me. She seems like she's ready. That was not an R. Kelly reference, by the way.
Okay.
All right, so nice simple sour here.
Ice in my glass first, right?
Yes, ice in your glass before you pour, yes.
I'm having a battle with my ice over here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Pretty yellow.
Mm-hmm. So it's nice and balanced. I garnished with a cherry and a lemon. Cheers.
Cheers. I didn't garnish mine.
It's all right.
I'm gonna put some blackberries in mine, just to add a little extra flavor in there.
And it's nice and dry, but it's still very welcoming and sweet and delicious up front.
It's really
I love when cocktails finish dry on the palate. To me, it makes me want to keep the night going or the day going, or
great.
wants me to keep going. When it's overly sweet, I can't. It's just hard to enjoy that. So.
Well, definitely I get more of the tart notes than the sweet, but it still balances out. It's almost like the perfect lemonade to me.
Yes.
The
perfect lemonade.
Super refreshing.
Yes. And the perfect lemonade should have Four Roses bourbon in it too, by the way.
Yes. Cheers to that.
All right.
Goodness, I'm going to try not to drink all of that at once because that was delicious.
It's so good. So now I would like to discuss egg whites in cocktails. I know a lot of people are very apprehensive about an egg in their drink, right? They're like, am I gonna die? No, you're not gonna die. It's interesting. If you go to a bar, where they have sour mix out the guns, right? There's a chemical in that sour mix that is used to emulate the texture of egg white.
Really?
So if you ever see someone with like sour mix out the gun, or if you like go buy a bottle of sour mix from like the liquor store, and you make a cocktail and you shake it up, you get that little froth on top. That's what I mean.
That's in it. That doesn't sound healthy.
It probably isn't, but so that chemical in artificial sour mix is to emulate the emulsification that you get from shaking a cocktail with egg or egg white or egg yolk, right? We're going to keep it on the lighter side, so we're just going to use the egg white.
Okay.
And the egg white helps to encourage and incorporate a lot of air, a lot of oxygen into the cocktail. So it gives it a really nice, airy, fluffy, it's almost like drinking a cloud, right? You get that really nice, it's that mouthfeel, that texture. That's what you're looking for.
Okay.
So it's nothing to be afraid of, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And the part of it is making sure that you shake the cocktail the right way.
Okay. All right.
You don't even get kind of gnarly, but
okay. So
it's not hard either.
Tell us what do I need to dump this?
Yes, go ahead and dump that.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna do this extra proper, meaning that like I wouldn't do it this way if it was just me. But the reason I want to do it this way because I want to kind of crush any myths or any false conception about using egg and an egg white, right? So if your eggs are fresh, I love brown. I love brown eggs. For some reason, when I went to brown eggs and tried to go back to regular white eggs, I don't feel like the quality of the egg is different. But anyway, for the most part, any bacteria that you would be concerned about would usually be on an egg that you can't consume anyway, right? And if you have anything to worry about, it's going to be on the outside of the egg.
Okay.
A lot of people get kind of freaked out. So when you're making egg cocktails, the proper way to do it is to maybe get a spoon or a little like a knife, like a butter knife.
Okay.
And you're gonna go ahead and crack that egg with that.
Okay.
Sanitary reasons, it's not a good idea to crack your egg on the side of your tin.
Okay. That makes sense.
Right? Because if there's bacteria on the outside of the egg, then that's the main reason, right? So I gave my egg a little crack on the top with my bar spoon.
Oh, I'm afraid to try it this way because I've never done it. But keep going.
Are you comfortable with cracking eggs?
Yeah, but I crack them. I just did it. I crack it usually like on the side of the table. But
you're probably better than me, girl. I believe in you because I'm terrible at cracking eggs. But and then you just kind of want to roll that egg white off the yolk.
Okay.
Make sure that egg white gets into your shaker tin, okay?
All right. I did it. I did it your way. It's working. Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to set this to the side. All right. So right now, all I have in my shaker tin is egg white.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now we're going to follow the same recipe as before.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to do 3/4 lemon juice.
Okay.
3/4 ounce simple syrup.
Okay.
And I know we were using 4 Roses blended bourbon for the other sour, I want to use small batch for this particular style with the egg white.
Okay.
And the reason why I will explain after the final step. But I'm going to do 2 ounces of Four Roses small batch or small batch select, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So ingredients we have in the tin now, we have egg white from 1 egg, 3/4 ounce simple syrup, 3/4 ounce fresh squeezed lemon juice, and 2 ounces of Four Roses small batch, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, because it is definitely a different process when shaking egg drinks. Okay. So we're going to dry shake this first.
Okay, I've heard that term, never knew what it means. So
yes.
That's what, no ice?
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely correct. So that means that in an effort to get that air rolling into the cocktail first, then we're going to introduce ice and get that chill and that dilution, and then we're going to dry shake one more time. And then when you see it and you taste it, you can understand why it takes, 1 more minute of shaking, but it makes for a beautiful cocktail, great mouthfeel, great texture. Okay. It has to be done right, or it might freak you out a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and load up our tin. No ice.
No ice.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then we're just going to shake. We're going to shake for about 20 seconds, not too long.
Okay.
And you can almost hear, if you're paying attention, how you can almost hear everything kind of coming together, right?
Yep.
Did you see my shaker do that?
It feels, yeah, it's like pops up, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Right, and then you see when you open up, you see that layer of froth on top. So that's that egg white working in for you.
Yep.
Now we're gonna go ahead and add ice.
Okay.
So add ice to your, if you're gonna do it in a rocks glass, go ahead, add ice to your rocks glass as well.
Okay. Okay.
All right. We're gonna shake it one more time, or for the second time. Yes, I think she's ready. So you're using a different style shaker than me. You hear that? Mm-hmm. Do you have something that you can strain that drink into, dump the ice and pour it back into your shaker?
Yep, I've got another 10 right here.
Perfect.
So I'm going
to strain from the shaker with ice into my other shaker.
Okay, so another empty dry shaker.
And then I'm gonna step away for a half a second and dump this real quick. Okay. All right, you got it in there?
Yep.
Last dry shake. One more. No ice. There's one piece of ice over there. The stowaway.
You can feel it being foamy. You can feel the air pressure building up at the top around the seal too.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and pop that open.
Okay.
And it was pouring into our glass with ice in it.
This has a strainer built into this one.
No, it's fine. Perfect. You don't need to double strain. Okay. And I can hear it too. It sounds like a Sprite. Mm-hmm. When you first open up a bottle of Sprite, right? Yeah. So that beautiful foam on top. See that?
Yeah.
All right. So now let's take a sip. Did you take a sip? Let's take a sip.
That's good. Oh, you can tell the difference in the texture. Wow. Okay.
It's
That's,
so frothy and
yeah. Yeah. It's super creamy.
it's delicious. So now you got a bar spoon.
I do. I had one and it hit the dust, but I have another one right here.
All right. Go ahead and grab your, we're gonna turn this into a New York sour now. So,
Okay.
so this is how we're gonna take a whiskey sour done with egg white, make one change, and now we have a New York sour. So grab
Okay.
your spoon and your wine.
Okay. I've got a really fun wine that I'm using. It's a wine out of New Orleans. It's called Bourbon Street Blue. So it's
Oh,
actually
wow.
blueberry infused white, a red wine.
That's cute.
So that's
Ironically, I found a random bottle. Well, not random, but I just grabbed a bottle of Cabernet when I was at the liquor store the other day. And I picked up 1,000 stories and didn't even read the label. And it's actually a bourbon barrel aged Cabernet.
oh, nice.
I was like, how ironic is that? And it's actually really good. I had a glass of it on its own. It's actually really good. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to float.
In frothy. That's another sip.
So good. So the key to layering on drinks, right? Is to pour slow, stay calm, have the back of the spoon up,
Okay.
right? And then so you want the edge of the back of that spoon, you want it to hit the inside of the glass right at the top of the cocktail.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're gonna grab our wine. So traditionally speaking, a New York sour is gonna be with a full-bodied red wine. So it's gonna be a claret, it could be a Merlot, really whatever you like, but the idea is that that full-bodied red wine balances out that sour cocktail.
Right.
So I'm gonna bring this a little closer to me because I don't have a pour spout on my wine. And I'm just gonna try to take my time and see what happens.
Okay.
You see that?
Yours is floating pretty. Mine is, I think, going to the center of the cocktail.
And if you're making this at home, that still looks yummy. I drink it.
It didn't do it right, but this might
Well,
not be as hearty of a red wine as yours is.
it's all about the viscosity, right?
Right.
So the viscosity is basically like how different styles of liquid kind of play with each other.
Okay.
If the red wine is not bold enough and if your bourbon is not high proof enough, then it's gonna kind of integrate, but it's still gonna be yummy.
Okay, yeah, mine looks more like a marbleized.
It does. It looks good though. So let's give it a taste. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that is good though. Oh,
It's
yours is
yummy.
perfect. Mine's sad face.
Don't be sad. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I don't nail it, so don't be like that.
That's good.
And when you do it with some, oh God, it's so good.
Mm-hmm. The red wine definitely makes it drier.
It does.
So it took it from creamy to now like this red wine, but it's a real dry texture on the lip.
I definitely think that New York sours, or any like sour cocktail that uses like a wine, like a red wine float, a nice connecting point is like, do you like sangrias? And kind of elevate them from that.
Right. Totally.
I think that's a good way of looking at it.
Okay. So we've got 2 cocktails, or 3 technically.
Correct.
The sour here, that is 3/4 simple syrup, 3/4 lemon juice, 2 ounces of Four Roses bourbon. And then with this one, we learned new shaking techniques. We learned to dry shake with an egg white and then put ice in, strain, and dry shake again for the classic egg white whiskey sour. And then for bonus points, the New York sour with a red wine float. Excellent.
Yes.
All right.
So great cocktails. Y'all
Yeah.
better make these at home and let me know what you think.
We will. So, all right. Well, this is another episode of BBS Masterclass. I'm becoming a pro already. And yeah, cheers. We've got one
Cheers.
more to go. So,
Yes.
cheers.
Yes.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.